Alright, welcome back to the GameSpot bonus stage on day 2 of E3. I am your host, John Davison. My voice is starting to go. I'm very tired.
You have a fly in your face.
I have a fly, I don't know where the fly came from. Had an awesome day here. I have no idea what's been going on anywhere else at E3 though. So with me, Guy Cocker, lol. Justin Calvin,
lol.
Randolph, hello. So GameSpot UK, GameSpot US, GameSpot. Are you technically Australian?
Yeah, I'm technically Australia and a bit of Asia.
The brain trust of the GameSpot editorial organization.
Yeah. And just like to say, I'm adding racial diversity.
It's not all Brits.
It's actually
all Brits.
It's not a good idea for us all to be in the same place, really, is it? Like if a meteor lands here,
that's it.
And things could be going wrong elsewhere without adult supervision.
All the eggs are in one basket right now.
I'm pretty sure the site's down right now, right?
Yeah. So how was your day? My day was pretty awesome.
Yeah, my day was pretty. You know what? I had a fun day because earlier today, and you might have seen it if you were watching our second live cam. I got to run around the show floor and give out some of our best of show awards. And you know, that was kind of cool because people like you when you're giving them awards. Like,
so you're very, very popular right now.
Yeah, so you know, because normally, let's be honest, well, I was going to say at E3, but actually all year round,
you're not popular.
We are take.
Yeah.
We're like, give us screenshots, give us movies, give us copies of your game. You know,
exclusives, please.
And then we give them a low score in return.
Thank you for all that work you did. Here's a 6.5 review score.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So yeah, it was cool to go around and give them all these nice shiny envelopes with you know, awards for them to stick on their booths and pin badges for them to wear.
Did you see anyone wearing the badge?
I did. You know what? The guys from Scribblenauts Unlimited, they put them on right away. Those guys were so psyched because I think I think it's fair to say that most of the games we picked were like, I don't want to say they're obvious picks, but they're the picks that most people have chosen. So when they put our award up on the wall,
which is kind of a sad reflection of general E3.
Yeah, it kind of is. But yeah, so yeah, when we gave one to Scribblenauts, I believe we were probably the first one to do that. I didn't see any other awards, so that's cool. And also, I don't know if they got many more awards, but I would guess not many people have given an award to Lego City Undercover.
Really?
Which is one of our awards. I mean, I've seen emails from other outlets and stuff announcing their best of show, and I haven't seen that, I don't think. I don't know, hopefully some other people pick that up, because that game looks awesome.
That is a hot game.
Yeah, it's a hot game.
GTA for kids is what I would say.
Yeah, it's not Watch Dogs hot, but it's hot.
How hot is that? That's
Watch Dogs hot, I think, is about as hot as it gets. That and Last of Us.
You know, yesterday you were saying, have you seen any gems at the show, like hidden gems? I've been looking all day and I can't find any.
Yeah,
that's my only disappointment.
So I had Josh Gomez from the show Chuck on earlier on. Not to name drop, but I had some actors on my stage.
Yes.
And he was talking about, because he's really into downloadable games.
Yeah.
And he was talking about these games that I'd never heard of that he said looked awesome.
Was one of them Ascend?
No, so Ascend has been on the screen a lot because we had it on the stage
Ascend
today.
looks awesome.
But there's one that he said he played over on the PlayStation thing, and it begins with a D, and I don't remember what it was.
Dried?
Yes.
Yeah.
He said that looked really awesome.
I haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but yeah, definitely.
What's it called?
I think it's D-R-Y-D, right? Dried? Is that
like Dryad?
Dried? Yeah, I think that's. I might be making it up.
I honestly haven't had a chance to see the smaller games at all at the show. So far, I've picked the big stuff. And I haven't had a chance to see all the smaller stuff. Like there isn't that much sort of really niche stuff around.
It's weird. I mean, you look at the booths. Like so, Microsoft, they still have a huge booth this year, but they don't have a massive selection of.
Well, there's a massive Halo section and a massive Forza section, and nothing else.
Yeah, and I think in years past, you'd go somewhere like a Warner Brothers or something, and there'd be like dozens of games there. And this year it's probably more like maybe 20, something like that. Like they're going bigger on the. They're sort of doubling down on the big games, I think, and the games that they feel really good about. And maybe it's because they know that sites like ours, we're not really covering the stuff that we don't care about.
Right.
And the stuff that people at home don't care about.
Right.
So maybe that's why they just didn't bother bringing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What I've seen a bit this year is free-to-play games. So like, I think this year there's been more free-to-play games on the show floor than there ever has been. And I saw a couple today. I saw from Libsyn, which is like, I think they're a Korean company. They got like a free-to-play shooter coming out.
The Huxley guys.
Yeah.
Which never came out, right? Did Huxley ever come out? Huxley never came out.
No, Huxley never came out. No.
And a lot of mobile stuff too. Like over in the other
Green's
hall.
got a huge stand over in
The Green booth is massive.
Yeah.
It's so big. And apparently their party was like the party to be at last night.
Is that the one Girl Talk played?
Yeah.
That's probably why I didn't go to it.
Their booth is huge, and they have like a bar set up there that's open to anyone. And
Wow.
just
I'll
loads
see you later.
loads of game demos. And
Hang on, they've got an open bar.
yeah,
in the Grease stand.
in the middle of the booth.
Right,
So yeah, if you're any three and you're parched,
that.
I recommend the Gree booth.
I also seem to remember a few E3 backs though, like Nokia N-Gage always had a massive booth.
Yeah. And look what
For
happened
many
there.
years, the N-Gage was huge.
And also a free bar, if I remember right.
Yeah.
But is Green's here? Is Green
Gree's here in a big, big
Oh
way.
yeah. They're actually relocating to an office very close to us.
Yeah. And they have recruitment billboards all over San Francisco right now.
Yeah.
And they just bought Funzio.
Oh yeah.
So, Guy, what have you seen?
I went to go and play the Wii U finally, first time playing it at the show. I played, Tom O'Shea was really into Lego, really loved that game. And by contrast, I played Zombie U, and I don't know, I'd heard some good things about Zombie U, but I really wasn't into it. I wasn't that big fan.
Yeah, I've not played it yet.
I was going to say, like, most of the stuff I've heard about Zombie U has been really positive, but what didn't you like about it?
I'm not into it so much. It just, like, so the mechanics of it are you use the tablet controller to scan the environment, so there's a lot of scanning the environment to find shotgun cartridges or whatever. But the actual shooting mechanics were really, really quite boring, I thought, and the interesting mechanic, which I didn't get to see, unfortunately, because I'm so good at the game, is that if you die, you become a zombie, and then you take over another player, and then you see yourself as a zombie coming back. That was cool. I just didn't get to see it.
That's a really cool idea.
So I'm very disappointed that, I talked about this with Johnny earlier on, that when I heard Zombie U, the name, I immediately thought Zombie University. So I was hoping for some comedic zombie school game.
Right.
But it's not, it's just another first-person, bloody, gritty shooter.
I mean, for me, it was exciting for you guys as well. It was exciting that it's set in London. So it starts out outside of Buckingham Palace. And I don't know if the developers of Zombie U have been to Buckingham Palace, but it looked a lot bigger in the game than it is in real life. But and you didn't get to shoot zombie corgis, which was a real disappointment. But yeah, I just wasn't that enamored with it. But I did play Wii Fit U. I know this isn't like a big game of the show, but that was kind of fun. I was kind of interested from having lost a bit of weight using fitness games last year to try what was the next generation of that stuff. Yeah. And you just balancing desserts using the tablet controller and then walking gently on the balance board to take them to customers. That was my three.
You didn't do the luge one where you had to like work your abs?
Engage the core. Yeah, I mean, can you tell?
I was like, you're pretty ripped right now.
Yeah. So that was my experience over at Nintendo.
Did you have any problems with you having to recalibrate the tablet at all?
I didn't.
No, it was fine?
No, it was fine for me. Why have you played it and you've had problems?
I went and had a bit of a session yesterday, and I had to do it a couple of times, particularly with the Nintendo Land stuff, where it would just sort of lose, where you actually were, and you had to stop the game and actually recalibrate again.
Right.
And I've been hearing a couple of things as well, that people have been having some calibration issues with them.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried it at all? Have you had a chance to try it?
I've been sat right here all day.
Sat right here?
Justin, you're not good. You've just been here for 5 hours.
The Wii U?
No, I haven't yet. No, I definitely haven't. Yeah. So it's taken a while to access stuff in here right now.
Wait, did I do that?
No, pretty sure. Haven't played it yet. Although I did get to play it briefly before the show opened, so I played some of the Nintendo Land games. I played the one based on the Japan only kind of ninja game, something castle. So I was flicking shurikens with the gamepad.
It's tablet controller, is that the official name?
No, gamepad. Wii U gamepad. Right. Yeah. So I did flicking shurikens. I did the Donkey Kong one, the like obstacle course. That was pretty good. And the Zelda one, which I don't know that they've really shown much of, but that was pretty cool.
I played that. So that's the one where you're on the pad. You're like a bow and arrow, so you're moving the pad around to fire.
We did 3. It's like a rail shooter in a way.
Yeah.
So the one person with a pad is the archer, and you can look anywhere and shoot at enemies. And then the other 2, you're just using a Wii remote. And it's basically the same controls as Skyward Sword. Yeah. So you charge up your sword, and then you just slash in. That was actually pretty fun. The one I'm more excited for is that kind of Pac-Man-esque Luigi's Mansion one, which haven't had a chance to play yet.
I went to the Nintendo Roundtable last night, where they expanded even more on Nintendo Land. They actually told you each step of how to play every game. But they were actually hinting that the games in it, there's going to be 12 mini games, right? They were saying it's going to be a lot more depth than what we'd expect. So it's not going to be like a Wii Play type, really simple mini game. Like actually having multiple levels and having a lot of gameplay within it. Right. And I want to ask you guys a question. So you know how the whole Miiverse thing, and how you can have your speech bubbles or whatever it is over your Mii. Did you get the impression that you could free type whatever you wanted in those speech bubbles?
That was my impression, that you would die in something and then you stop a minute and you peck into the thing, right?
Yeah, because I got the impression from the roundtable yesterday, and we need to clarify this with Nintendo, that it's actually preset messages.
They're whitelisting?
Yeah, they could be. I guess most of the stuff that we saw was pretty generic.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm still stuck. Hey, I beat the level.
Yeah, because they were saying that depending on how many times you try a level or do something, new options will pop up for your messages.
Which is like context sensitive. So it's like if you're dying horribly in a game like 1,000 times, I need help now.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because and I don't know for sure, but it sounds like something Nintendo would do, right? Because you wouldn't have Nintendo just letting you just say.
Just get Guy Cocker lol.
That's a preset. It's a preset.
Yeah, that's true. That'll be in there.
That'll be in there.
But they're on a crusade to abolish filth from internet. The internet. There we go. No, but there was some quote from someone last night about how that they were trying to make this clean, non-abusive, non-sweary environment, right?
But then they have that free drawing stuff.
And we know what happens with free drawing.
Well, exactly. So even if they limit you what you can type, you're just going to write it, right?
Or illustrate
penises all over the place. Is that right?
So I think they're fighting a losing battle there. You just, Nintendo, if you're watching, you just got to embrace it.
Embrace the penises.
Embrace internet filth. Embrace badly drawn penises.
Yeah, it's going to be.
It's not going away.
It's not. It's definitely not. But with that round table, Randy, it sounded pretty dry.
It was very dry. So they only talked about 2 games, I believe. So they just went into a lot more detail about Nintendo Land. They did showcase another mini game though. They're going to do an F-Zero mini game. As part of that. And then they talked about new Super Mario Brothers U and the gamepad implementation. They call Boost Mode, I think, where you can put platforms in for people if they miss jumps, or just put platforms in front of people to be a jerk if you want to and make them fall off things. I actually think that Ubisoft with Rayman Legends has done a much better job than Nintendo has with the whole gamepad support.
The secret, really awesome game of the show, I think.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, another Rayman, okay, it's on Wii U, whatever. And then you see it, and it's like, wow.
Especially in 3-player as well. I played it in 1-player at the Nintendo stand, but in 3-player on stage at Ubisoft, it looked like it really came alive. I mean, I'm a big fan of Rayman, so I might not be
it looked awesome, and that's another one of our games of show.
Yes.
And that was. There were two Wii U games that we gave awards to. It was
so that
and Pikmin 3.
Pikmin 3.
Which, hey guys, so when you're playing it solo, how do you do it? You're on the pad, is that right?
Yeah, you're on the pad. Yeah.
And how do you do all the
you might be able to
other
even
stuff?
use the remote. I'm trying to remember what was in the Ubisoft conference. You might be able to use the nunchuk and remote, I think, as well. But yeah.
And how do you use the other stuff? You can just swipe if you want.
Yeah, you kind of swipe the lums, I think they're called, the little yellow things that float, and you kind of move obstacles and stuff. It's Yeah, I mean, it looks really cool, and it's really impressive because the big question mark around Wii U was whether, you know, how good it would look, and I think that Rayman Legends looks better than Rayman Origins on Wii, you know, comparing it to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I mean, it looks beautiful.
It looks good with, you know, the more colourful sort of comic type of games, but like, what did you think it looked like with Zombie U? I don't think it looked that good.
Game, so it's kind of difficult to judge. But
I don't know if Batman looked really that good.
No?
So on the Wii U, no.
Dude, he's got a gamepad built into his suit. Don't knock it.
I went to see Call of Duty Black Ops 2 because I figured I should.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be the biggest game of the year.
It
so
is, yes.
Go and have a look. And I was surprised to see that they have built in. I went and saw the demo, the hands-off demo at least, and they are building in when you, depending on how you play certain levels, that will affect the story outcome. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. There was a level that's set in Singapore.
Yes, so some branching.
I heard bits about it. I don't know how much we can say.
Oh, well, they told me about it today.
Oh, good,
so.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it at E3, so I don't want to...
Yeah, so...
But no, early on they'd acknowledged the branching.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how
I don't know
truly
how
branched it's going to be. But
Yeah, I mean, the only branch I've actually seen in a demo is like, oh yeah, you can either rappel down here or you can stay up here and snipe, and then rappel down here. So, yeah, I don't know. You know,
I think that's the definition of open-ended gameplay.
Yeah.
Right there.
we
Emergent
worked really
gameplay.
hard on that rappelling animation. It was like,
so God damn it, you're going to use it.
Yeah.
Like,
You can stay up here and kill people. You can go down and kill people.
Yeah.
Those are your options.
actually talking about shooters, I played some Medal of Honor today.
Yep.
what do you think?
I liked it.
Warfighter.
I gotta say, yeah, you know, the only thing that was weird was at the start, I thought I was playing against AIs, and I was so thinking, damn, these guys are good. Like, they've programmed the hell out of these guys. And then suddenly I hear behind us some guys go cheering, and so I was like, oh, okay. It's a guy back there that's been sniping me from like halfway across the map. Like,
Fantastic.
yeah, it was really fun. I like the kind of buddy system they've got. I know they don't call it that, but you know, the system where two of you kind of stick together, and they've come up with some really cool ways to you know, encourage you to do that. So it's like, you know, at any time, if your health gets really low, if you're close enough to just interact with your buddy, you can get some health back. And if your buddy dies, then if you stay alive for like maybe like 10 seconds, maybe a little less, then they can respawn right behind you, so they don't have to respawn back at the start of the level and that kind of stuff.
Oh, great.
So yeah, there's some really neat kind of mechanics in there, I think.
So this was co-op or competitive? It was...
Yeah, it was basically, I want to say it was 2 teams of 4, but then each team of 4 was split into 2 pairs.
Oh, right.
And so, so it's definitely like, it's like you and your, I wish I could remember what they call it, you know, your wingman or your, you know, whatever.
Buddy.
I'm just going to go with buddy.
Chum. Yes, buddy.
Your buddy,
Chum.
your chum, squad mate.
And were you the SEALs or were you SAS?
I was, you know, I chose, you know, I spent way too long trying to choose my character because they've said there's a British SAS guy in there.
Yeah.
Could not find him. So I ended up using the Australian SAS guy.
Was there any Filipino units in there? I know there's.
I think there might.
I think there's levels. There's single player.
I don't know.
I'm right here, John. I know some of the single player levels take place in the Philippines, right? South of the
I
Philippines.
couldn't tell you where the level was set or anything. But yeah, I chose an Australian SAS guy.
Yep.
He had a
They're pretty mean.
He was using
elite.
kind of it wasn't a Steyr AUG, but it was something very similar to that.
Yep.
And I guess everyone has, you know, they have different loadouts. So he had he could call in like mortar attacks, which was pretty cool. And also kind of just throw up like a little mortar. Yeah. But yeah,
It's like a helicopter with a big bucket comes down and just drenches.
And then he had like some kind of alternate ammo he could use that like had a much more noticeable recoil, but it was also like way more powerful. So if you came up against someone who was well armored, like a heavy gunner, you know, this is the armor you want to use, but you don't want to use it as an automatic at that point because you're spraying all over the place. So yeah, it was. I thought it was really fun. We've got a story up on the site written by Tom McShay, who not the biggest fan of these games, but you know, I mean, he gives it a fair crack, but he's also, I think he's very critical of the fact that I think they're marketing this game as a very realistic shooter. And up to a point it is, but you know, when you have like regenerating health and very little in the way of any real kind of consequence for dying, then it's like, well, you know, why market it as realistic? I think is the point he's trying to get across.
It's based on real or real locations.
Yeah, and real guns, and real, and that kind of stuff.
But there are games out there, like there are shooters out there that are more realistic if you want to play that.
Oh yeah, no,
I think Tom's point is more like how they're marketing.
Yeah, I don't think it's his intention to knock the game. Yeah. It's to knock the way that they're marketing it. Yeah. It's because especially with Medal of Honor, I think in the past it's been the franchise that's the most respectful to veterans and
big time,
all that kind of
real
stuff.
Soldiers.
And it's like well, if you're donating money to that kind of stuff, that's awesome. But at the same time, you are kind of glorifying this stuff and making death seem kind of trivial. So
I'm glad to hear that, because when I saw it in San Francisco like a few months ago at GDC, it may as well have been called like EA Generic Shooter 2012. So
yeah, nice. I mean. Yeah, it's not doing stuff wildly different to other shooters, but I really like the buddy system. I mean, I was playing with some guy I've never met, but I would follow him, and if I lost track of him or whatever, 9 times out of 10 he would follow me. It's like it's just like you don't want to go off on your own, because if you do that, you're gonna die. You're not, you just
sort of like Journey then.
Exactly like Journey. Yeah, you nailed it.
It's Battlefield meets Eco.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice comparison. Yeah, because they want the multiplayer to be like the shooter equivalent of FIFA, they were saying as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with your teams, basically.
Oh, okay.
You've got your whatever the German SAS, whatever the German SAS is.
It's looking like a true Brit.
Sorry.
There's the SAS, and then there's everybody else.
The ZRZ,
yes.
I think is probably it, or something. Yeah, I don't know.
They're Polish or something. I don't know. I played FIFA. You guys play FIFA at all?
I played it at an EA event recently.
I would thoroughly recommend it. I thought it was really good.
I would
leave the boon.
I would definitely recommend it, but did you play the new Pro Evo as well?
I did play new Pro Evo, yes.
Because I think that, again, they're reinventing Pro Evo.
Yeah.
But I think
they say that every year.
Oh no, I know.
I come here. Well, I wasn't here last year, but I come here every year, and I do have that same meeting with Pro Evo.
Oh yeah.
This
We've
year
completely changed everything about it.
Built it from the ground up. But no, this year is the first time when they've said it, and I felt like, all right, well, yeah, all right, I can see it, and it plays really well already. I think
it plays well.
It's not more arcadey, is it, Pro Evo?
No, but I feel like it was faster.
It was faster, definitely.
The thing that was weird about it was because I saw it not here on the floor, but at an event recently. The thing that was crazy was when you sat down to play it, they just presented you with this ridiculously complex moves list of just like rainbow kicks and just all these names of things you've never even heard of, but what I couldn't find was lob. Or
shoot.
Which one's shoot? I see here that it was like a fighting game. Just
wow.
So that worries me a little bit, because it's maybe not going to be that intuitive, and I think FIFA, the controls are really intuitive.
So you played FIFA, really so it struck me in the demo that they showed at the press conference that they were actually going back to the right stick footwork thing.
Yeah.
So is it like, because it was like 3-4 years ago, I used to like it that you could do the trick kind of dribbles and stuff by just tweaking the right stick, and then they stopped doing it.
Well, now you can do it with the left stick. I think just as you run, I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but I feel like
you hold both triggers down, and you can now sort of drag the ball around. So you.
But it's with the left stick, right? The same one that you're using to move, I thought.
Yes. Yeah.
So that frees up, but the right stick I think is still used for like first touch control.
Yeah, you can do like step overs.
Some of that,
stuff.
yeah.
But how much does it actually change gameplay for you guys?
Well, the thing
every year they say,
this is
brand new. This is awesome.
I think the biggest things they're changing this year, to my knowledge, are more intelligent, like AI teammates. So making really good runs and that kind of stuff.
You can actually do a through pass properly.
Yeah, like I don't know. All I've seen is like very tightly controlled demos and stuff. But that it seemed really good. And then the player collision stuff, which is kind of a big focus across EA Sports this year. They've got their Infinity engine, and it's all about, players are not going to clip through each other, animations aren't canned, so, with things like Madden and NCAA now, they're showing all these, like, tackle animations, and it's like, when you would play even last year's game, once you're in that animation, you know that you're done. There's nothing you can do, but now, the animation is never quite the same twice, so you might stumble out of it and you might regain your footing and keep going and that kind of stuff. So it's pretty exciting, and I mean, I'll just throw out another sports thing. NHL, I never even thought about it, but like this year, or okay, last year. All right, let me backtrack this a tiny bit. So meeting with EA has been really awesome this year because with all their sports games, they're doing the kind of washing powder thing where it's like even whiter whites. So it's like they're knocking last year's games to build up this year. So they're like, last year's NHL.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't believe
Like,
we put that piece of crap
Yeah, and one of the big things they're talking about with NHL is like all the players move at exactly the same speed. So, or when, you know, like when you're a player, like you've got the ball, like there's no real acceleration. You can't turn quickly and then have a burst of speed. It's like you just move at one speed. And if you're a defender, you still move at the same speed as the attacker and all that. So now, players all have, you know, they'll have different speed ratings, but also they'll have acceleration and momentum and all this kind of stuff. And I think it's really going to change the game. And I imagine Brendan Sinclair, who plays hockey in real life, our news guy, I imagine he's probably really excited for it. I haven't spoken to him about it, but I'm sure he must be.
Yeah, and the big changes will come in with Pro Evo next year because they're going to have that. Is it the Fox engine? Is it
I don't
new,
know.
Yeah, the new engine that whatever Kojima's doing, he's going to announce, and then it's going to incorporate a new engine, presumably for next gen.
Huh.
But surely there comes a point, right, where they can only do so much, and then, you know, like, what more can you actually possibly spin or add to
You can always do more though. I mean, with something like FIFA, they scratch the surface of things like, you know, player-specific animations and stuff like that. Like, there's always like a handful of players who'll have their special run-up for a set-piece kick and that kind of stuff, but like, they barely scratch it. So,
but is that worth a yearly iteration?
Well, it's not, I mean, you are
maybe
right.
not, but
the little thing, like if you're playing a lot of that game, the little things change it enough for you to warrant getting the new. The thing is with FIFA, they've had FIFA Street, FIFA 12, FIFA Euro 2012,
a lot of FIFA
13, a lot of FIFA this year. So I just want to go back and play.
I mean, if they're iterating on an annual basis, and then you've got other games not in the sports genre that are talking about downloadable content that changes, like Borderlands is going to have downloadable classes, right?
There was at least one that's it's like a pre-order bonus for the, or it's like the special edition or something.
It's sort of
like that.
modular to the point that the way the game plays is supplemented. So you got to think that's something for sports games that, you know, you'd be able to download if you want to play this like an arcade game. We've got a rule dumbing plugin that we put in, you know.
And you buy that, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, to dumb it down, you pay for it. But I think if you want an arcadey, more kind of Sensi Soccer type FIFA, that's got to be worth $5 for the download, like 6 months down the line.
Yeah. But then they won't be able to charge $60 for FIFA Street then. You know, so
I don't know. I'm a big FIFA fan, so I just want to go back and play it. And I'll take you England versus Australia. Let's do this.
I'm sure you'll win.
That's why I want to do it.
Aussie rules. I'll take you on Aussie rules all the time.
I looked at that Game Globe thing you were talking about yesterday, the free-to-play game editor. Yeah, that was looking good.
Did you actually play with it, or did you just watch it?
It is. I think you can mess around with it on the Square Enix stand, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
But I just watched the video that was online. It looks really nice.
It's like it doesn't look like a browser thing. I mean, there's a plugin that helps.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's using your browser for the whole UI, and it's fast and it looks good. And
anyone who hasn't checked it out should definitely. We've got at least a trailer for it. It's just called
and then
Game Globe.
The guy that's making it was here yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was his pedigrees. He worked on Black and White at Lionhead. He worked with Peter Molyneux for a long time. He worked on Hitman.
Right.
And he was just like, look, we were done making these sort of very scripted games. We want to empower people, and the cool thing about that as well is it just gives you an embed code, so you'll be able to share games with people.
Right.
So John, are you gonna get time off to go and play some stuff?
I hope
tomorrow,
so. So this stage doesn't start till noon tomorrow, so I have a couple hours in the morning, and nobody asking me to do anything else right now, which is good.
That's not going to happen.
Something will come up.
So why are Randy and I really up on Beyond and you're not, Justin? What's the...
I think, you know what, I don't want to hate on Beyond.
I've had a lot of people on this stage today that are up on Beyond as well, like from all walks of stuff. Like it's been that and the obvious ones like Watch Dogs, but Beyond has been consistently, and it was interesting. So, you know, having actors on the stage talking about why they were impressed with Beyond.
Yeah.
Because everyone was beating up on, well, they made all that big deal about Ellen Page being in it, and then she didn't say anything. And Josh Gomez was like, well, that was why it was so awesome, because she didn't say anything, but you could tell that something was about to happen because the game conveyed her body language so well. It's like, when was the last time you could talk? Well, you could say that about a game. Like, because the way she was sitting and holding herself, even before the cup started rattling, you could sense that something was coming.
So there's actually, you know, we're not even allowed to talk about Beyond that much yet. I was just gonna, I was gonna say we should. This is a conversation for tomorrow.
I'd heard that the behind closed door stuff here at E3 has been leaked. It
probably has, because Sony have sent out tons of emails politely reminding people
that the embargo
is up tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
I do not understand why they would set embargo at an event like this for the end of the show.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, there's a lot more to say about Beyond, and 4 p.m. tomorrow, the embargo lifts. I'm sure we'll have stories and videos going up.
And you can talk about it here.
Yeah, we can talk about it here.
Which is a reason to come back tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's there's a lot more to it than has been shown.
Yeah, I'm hoping there is, because I'm a bit down on it, because it's a cinematic. That's all I've seen so far.
I think I can safely confirm there is gameplay.
Yes. That's not breaking an embargo.
I hope
because
not. I hope not.
The Sony sniper is not taking you out.
It's coming down from the ceiling.
So Beyond is a game, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I can confirm
More
it is
of
a
a game than Heavy Rain?
I will say possibly.
I will say yes, at the risk of being taken out by Sony.
You're done.
I'm done.
You'll never work in this industry again, Cocker.
Confirmed. More actiony. Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap up, anything else you wanna get people to check out on the site, or anything that's gone up today?
Man. Well, we can try and remember some of the games we gave awards to.
Well, I'm Assassin's Creed 3.
Assassin's Creed 3.
Lego.
So do you want to try and do it by company?
All right, let's do the Ubisoft one.
So Ubisoft got 4.
Wow.
Yep.
Which is
further
crazy.
Confirming Ubisoft winning E3.
Yeah, Ubisoft won E3, hands down. Not even a question.
Yep.
So it was Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed 3, Rayman Legends,
and Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
4. So then, and then I thought Warner Brothers were getting 2, but
they got
one.
Scribblenauts. No, they got 2.
So they got Scribblenauts, and what I found out when I went to present them with the Lego one is that's actually a partnership publishing thing with Nintendo.
Oh.
So that actually went to Nintendo.
It's a Nintendo one.
So they got that one and Pikmin. Sony got one for The Last of Us. They're also getting one for Beyond.
Okay.
Microsoft got one for Halo 4.
Super.
LucasArts got one for Star Wars 1313.
Which I still haven't seen anything of yet. I need to check it out.
Bethesda, I'm running over to Bethesda after this to give them one for Dishonored, which if you haven't seen it, you should absolutely check out.
And the stage demo was apparently awesome,
Oh,
right?
that's right, yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I heard the stage demo was really good. Is that all of them, or have I missed something?
That's all of them so far. We got 2 left, right?
No, we've
given all of them now? Okay.
I don't know, I might have missed one or 2.
I lost count of how many there were there, but yeah.
But all good stuff. Well, what's great is, I mean, like, so this year, rather than giving whatever we did last year, 30-something by genre, saying we're only going to do 12,
and just
really made us like
saying,
really think about it, and there were more than 12. And what blew me away is that this morning when I left the war room, we were in unanimous agreement about at least 10. Like, we're normally fighting by this point, and people calling each other out, and
calling all sorts of names.
Yeah, I mean, there were games that we kicked around that some people were up on, some people were down on, some people were just wrong about, obviously.
It was rough. Like picking those last couple. Like I feel like we had 2 spots left and probably 20 games in like serious contention.
Which for all the negativity is a good thing. I mean, like you know, back in 12 games that you really want to get behind is pretty good.
Yeah, what's been the most popular? I haven't even had a chance to check. I don't know what the most popular game from E3 for GameSpot users.
For traffic and stuff?
Yeah.
Anything Wii U is going nuts.
Anything Wii U.
Yeah, Wii U.
So this morning, Nintendo Land, believe it or not.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was #1 game on the site. Wow. Yeah.
And the Mario U, and I mean the stuff. I mean, Wii U was.
Dude, we're live.
We're live, right? There was a disproportionate amount of of attention around anything Wii U.
Right.
So Nintendo Land was just soaking up a lot of that.
That's the big one.
Partly, I think, because if people were searching for any variation on Mario, Zelda, Luigi, like any of the big name franchises, that's the game that pops up in our search because it's associated with all of them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
But Dishonored's doing really well right now.
Yeah.
Watch Dogs is really high. Assassin's Creed 3 is really high.
Yeah, and Watch Dogs, we're going to close our main stage show with that tomorrow.
So that's
Nice.
at
I'm
5
really
o'clock.
excited about
5 o'clock tomorrow. The 5 o'clock hour tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, the show finishes at 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, the show finishes at 5, so I believe that demo is probably at 5 past 4, no, 20 past 4, something like that.
Okay.
In the ballpark, probably 20 past 4, I think.
Do you
So
know what they're bringing?
Yes.
You've got all the secrets, haven't you? Just
He's getting all
you can't
cagey
talk,
now.
You can't talk about anything.
No,
It's okay.
gonna-
No one's.
So
just,
no, so
just
they-
between
no
us.
one's
Just the
between
4
us.
of us.
So
it's
the game, yeah,
somebody
so
else.
the game isn't playable in any shape or fashion here at the show.
Yeah.
So it's going to be B-roll. I believe it's going to be the same sequence that we've already seen, but played somewhat
In a
differently.
slightly different way. I've heard that's what's happening at the Ubisoft stand.
Yeah, and I think it ends differently. And you know, we'll obviously have people here to talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I can't get enough of that game right now. And
Oh,
I've heard from Ubisoft. I think after this event, they will probably go quiet for a little while.
I would imagine for probably
but yeah,
some years.
Yeah, I'll be pushing them hard for content.
Well, what a
Yeah.
show Ubisoft's had. They've
Oh,
absolutely
I know,
killed
dude.
some
It's
stuff.
been mind blowing. I think they are probably, you know, kind of speechless. You know,
Well, I think they thought they were going to come out strong on Wii U,
right?
but I don't think they were anticipating quite the sort of outpouring of love for everything else that they were doing.
Yeah.
And that was really, I can't think of anything else, but that was really the only genuine, we didn't know anything about that game.
Yeah, not a word.
surprise. Because
Not a
stuff
word.
like,
And it was great they closed on it too. You know, they were like confident enough to close on
Yeah.
a new IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the last demo on the stage show, main stage tomorrow. So if you come to GameSpot, click on the main stage. We will be back at the end of tomorrow to wrap up the whole of E3 with the 4 of us. Justin will finally be able to talk about Beyond and will stop teasing us.
And I'll be able to talk more about The Last of Us,
Is there
Oh,
no
you've seen-
which is the actual game of show, in my opinion.
Well, there's more to it. There's embargoed stuff that you've seen.
There is stuff embargoed on The Last of Us till 4 o'clock.
Oh,
And all I'll say, at the risk of getting sniped, is actually much the same deal. Played through the same stuff, but in a completely different way.
Fantastic.
so like what you saw.
And so that's all I'll say for now.
All right. So check back tomorrow. There's still new stuff going to be on the sites. E3 all day tomorrow as well. This is it for the bonus stage today on E3 Day 2. My voice is still
gone.
working. I hope you've enjoyed the show. The show is actually archived live as we go. So you'll be able to scrub back through all whatever it was today, 5.5 hours of this stage. The live stage is still going until 6 o'clock. If you hop over there now, oh look, Beyond. They're going to show Beyond over on the main stage
Yeah,
right now.
I thought I saw David Cage on there.
So David Cage is over on the other stage right now. You've got time to go hop over there. If you're watching this on the archive, that'll be on the main stage demo. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Pacific. That's it. I'm John Davison, your host. My Twitter is at JWH
Mine's
Randolph.
at Randolph Ramsey.
At Justice Covert.
And I'm at Guy Cocker, and I'm going to be posting this photo of me and Rich Gallup. That was my highlight of E3
Fantastic.
Wow, you got to meet the Rich
so
Gallup.
far. Rich Gallup.
The
yeah.
Rich Gallup.
Wow.
Do you know what he said? I said to him he was looking really healthy, and he said, yeah, when I left GameSpot, I just lost a load of weight. All the junk food is gone.
Fantastic.
Stopped having grey hair.
All right, that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.